Hello everybody, Connor Michael here from UFScotland, and in today's video we're watching Ken 2 being played by Scott versus Steve playing Talim 2.
Alright guys, how's it going?
So this is probably going to be one of the more hyped videos for the while, simply down to the fact that probably before this video comes out or just after it, Scott will have his deck profile video up. So we'll try and correlate that to the same week for this one for sure, because I think this one's going to be a good one. Obviously in the form of Ken just being the aggro character, he is red. And then you've got like Talim 2, which can do it in equal measurements. Like, I definitely think Talim 2 can be pretty aggressive. Maybe not Ken aggressive, but up there. Now the real question is, how long does it take for this game to actually start? No.
Yeah, I was thinking that, man, like,
Pair of legs.
Steve is AFK.
Time on the round, lads. Time on the round. Saying that though, is this the game that's going to need time? Only one way to find out, really. But yeah, Ken is your aggressive, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to win. Glass cannon.
Oh yeah, man, like, 19 health. Needs to be sweating it walking into this game.
Yeah, because that's the same. It's literally like one big swing from either side is probably going to seal the game. It's kind of feels like it's going to be this kind of game. That's what I'm prepping myself for, and having to like call things really fast. So let's see. So we've seen plenty of games with Talim 2. We've seen a few games of them being played as of late. We haven't seen the Ken 2 games for a bit. Pretty much Scott's the only one in the community really that plays them.
Oh, Emma played him for quite a while, man.
Played them as well, yep.
But
Yeah, I think this is Scott's pet project, I know.
he kept telling us on the day that he'd have rather been playing Remulus.
Alright, okay.
But
This will be the event he forgot his deck boxes in, isn't it?
yeah, man.
Right, okay.
Forgot his deck boxes, but still had his Ken deck.
But still had the Ken deck. That is...
I think he just didn't want to admit that he was playing Ken.
Luring everybody in. So life totals are getting set up. 21 to 19. As I say, it's literally just takes the one attack run for these characters to die. And a lot of the time the attack run means that the other person's bound to not have much cards in hand. Scott going straight for Mulligan. So we'll see what Steve is up to. So Steve's going first at least.
Oh yeah, that's the situation you want to be in.
Yeah. This is it. You want to win that dice roll. Seeing a wee bit of orange in Scott's hand. So yeah. So like for definite for Steve, he wants to build as much as physically possible.
I'm surprised they must have not had much spam in hand. He's went 4-4, 2-3-4.
Obviously going with the response doesn't get the full effect though. But at the end of the day, that's just what Ken does, fills that bin up a bit. He's going to start removing stuff. But that's a pretty decent opening play for Scott though.
I think at a stage like playing as Talim, you need to realise you could just be dead.
Yep. 2 foundations, like... Goes for the trigger on Folktale. Yeah, see, this is the thing, it's like, you've got to build enough, but keep enough. Like, it's such a fine line to draw. I mean, he's eyeing up an attack, and I don't even know if I would really attack too much. Because,
He's not even going to be able to gain the momentum here. Like,
yeah,
he's nothing that'll flip, or nothing that'll make a face down just by itself, at least in this enhanced window.
yeah.
Um,
And ultimately, Scott's just going to take the hit. I mean, I highly doubt. So he just, so he builds the face down, adds it straight to hand. But, yeah, he's kind of, that's basically it. That's the... So it's essentially, it's like refreshing a card, basically. But Scott's just going to kind of like play out his stuff and then take the hit. I doubt he'll block with it unless he's got foundations to throw away and they look for attacks. But to be honest, I don't think he does. He is blocking though.
I'm quite surprised he chose to block this.
Actually, pretty shocked that he blocked that. Yeah, I genuinely thought he would not have blocked that. I thought he'd have just taken the hit. But Steve is continuing to swing. So,
Yeah, so Steve gets this one here. He'll be able to make momentum on this attack.
yeah, he's able to pretty much do what he can this time round. For the purpose of like generating momentum and all that sort of stuff. Like, he's got all the options now. But
If Scott really wanted to keep him off this, like, it wouldn't have been too much to ask of him just waste the Infernal Foundation on the first attack. It does left Scott with a face down and pull, a face down in his staging area. Honestly, he probably doesn't care too much.
that's what I'm thinking at this point. I mean, does he really think Steve's coming in for lethal? Is what I would be eyeing up as a player right now. And I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I know, I think that's the thing as well. He is still blocking though. So, it's definitely just not wanting any damage coming through. Maybe he's actually getting a wee bit nervous that Steve might come in for lethal. But, with two foundations ready and stuff like that, it's a kind of, I don't know.
Well, I can understand the Scots throwing away foundations here for these blocks, but yeah, man. So far,
Grey next. I mean, he's not going. He has one attack in hand currently.
and we see Steve bringing those foundations down ready, that could make a huge impact.
That in itself is definitely going to change the outcome. For at least the now. Because yeah, 100%, yep, they should be getting committed. Again, a very interesting thing as well that people not seeing a new character or not reading the character. Like, it's quite interesting that
I don't know, man, like,
not just one person. So
if you build this deck, like, mid-lockdown and then you're waiting months to get it to the table, you think you'd be reading the cards at some point.
yeah, this is definitely a weird one. This is almost like especially if you're practicing and stuff like that, it's like, are you making the deck look better than it is? Because at the end of the day, that'll change your aspects of what you're playing. Like, you might change numbers and stuff about because you've now realised you can't go that far into the pool kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like,
It'd actually be very interesting to see if this deck list was to change potentially between like this event and the next, for instance. If that was the mistake made. Now,
it seems to only be picking up two.
yep, picking up two, which were the ones he built, so overall not drastically changing. It's kind of like from the outcome being potentially changed to kind of being corrected itself. But
I get it, man. I think there's also the psychological comfort now. if he had, like, would he have continued his turn if he only had the two foundations?
Yeah, that's just the thing as well. Yep, psychology comes into it. It's definitely a tougher call to make at that point as well. Because at this point, I mean, now he's just swinging and he's got him down to 12, and he can to some degree still keep going. This is where it gets actually quite scary for Scott, because now Scott's really relying on this next hand at this point. Then he has to pick something up. That's the only flaw, he has to pick something up. So he's just really netting a card back for what he got. Not really doing it, it's just recycling at this point. But there's coming a point where, like, yeah, see, now Scott's really having to weigh up the options. Does he take this hit? And he has to block. Because at that point it just puts him on those kind of scary numbers, and Scott probably already knows he still has that Zolt attack in hand.
Yeah, man.
So it's definitely scary numbers coming, but is he going for the multiple one? Alright, okay. So Scott takes the 3, then he's going to take another 3. Don't know if I'd have called it the multiple on that one.
Might just be thinking if he can do as much damage as possible. So,
Yeah. Saying that, played the Zolt thing, I thought he'd have had game. I now feel as if he doesn't have that in hand. But I'm sure he does.
I don't know, I still think that if Steve only had two foundations, that, yeah, that attack turn wouldn't have went as deep. He would have probably took the time to build.
Yeah, there would have been a definite change, because at this point now, he's completely committed out. So that was his kind of attack run. That was his, I'll see if I can kill you, I think. Only getting him down to 6, but this will just be interesting on what Scott does. Couple of bad checks.
So let's check for the Ken. Oh, that's a whiff.
There's a whiff. It's not looking good. Still, 19 health's pretty easy to bite through.
You can at least guarantee the card draw here.
Yep.
Though I think losing the 1 to pump 2 damage first might have been the play.
Aye, possibly. I mean, at this point, yeah, his life is basically non-existent.
Yeah, he's playing against multiples, man. It doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, this is a can I do 19 scenario right now for him, for sure.
So it'll be +2 damage from failing the check.
Feeling it, yep.
Surprised we've not seen no surprises get triggered as well. That's the case, man.
Just to do it. So Steve does obviously take the hit. And there's a Shiaru can.
Safe, man.
Yeah.
So we see him actually hit stats now. So
That's fine. Yep, this time the numbers are starting to build up. Going to stack a 6.
yeah, man.
Yeah, makes sense.
Surely you just give damage here, right? Like Steve's tapped out. This is already 5 speed high.
Unless Steve's got really good blocks. Obviously they won't count towards progressive with him having the... What one's that again? Elk Shield.
Still need like...
Needs those perfect blocks. And up takes the hit. Checks the 6.
Yeah, if it just gave damage to the Shura, you can. This attack was doing threatening lethal regardless of kin. But on the whiff, it's now not doing enough damage. Freeman. In theory, 1 when he'll fill the check.
Give it +2.
He might be considering passing the check. He's taking a long time here to allocate damage.
So going, yep, so. Steve takes the hit down to 1.
Like, even there, he didn't attempt and no surprises.
I think he's locked in on the actual Ken part now.
Yeah.
Locked in completely on the numbers without the other options. Because at this point he just has to basically say, can you block this?
Yeah.
And run out the motions, and Steve can't. Yep. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough for Steve. Yeah, definitely. I think overall, I don't think Steve's turn would have been the same otherwise, as we were both saying. Like, I think that turn would have been more of a defensive build and block with attacks. Once Ken starts to run out of stuff, it's like he does struggle. He definitely does struggle. Even 19 health. I mean, once you're not seeing attacks, do you know what I mean? That 19 health is infinity at the end of the day.
He's only going to have so many passable checks. That's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got 4 foundations in play. You don't really expect them to play more than 5 cards. And especially if you can get lucky and see, obviously we've seen Scott whiff a few times, you'll survive through.
Yeah, that's just it. Yep. You just have to survive that wee onslaught, but 100%, yeah, I think he would have played it differently. And he probably had stuff to block. I think we would have been able to actually see blocks. Especially for playing the Elk Shield out as well, where it's like, well, the whole idea of that is you want to have those blocks.
Yeah.
And not being able to fully utilise that card's a bit rough. Because the other one in hand on it's a Cassandra, isn't it? So like, it's only the stat.
Yeah. Other than Hans is Cassandra.
Yeah. So Steve will get to go first. He is obviously going for a bit of a sideboard here. That's the tough one though. It's really what is the kind of prime things. But if you're playing this Talim right now, and you have any sideboard card for the purpose of this, what you sideboarding in?
I don't know, man. Does he have bangs? It might be a symbol, but it's...
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Bangs. Yeah, Bangs a decent one. Yeah, just turn Ken off. Try to think what else he could be playing, really. It's quite tough. I'm wondering what he has sided. He looks like he's sided 2 cards. One's new backing, one's old. Try to remember what symbol he's actually playing off.
he's playing off good.
Is he playing off a good? Changes my answers then. I was thinking for water again.
Obviously, like, overly dramatics and things like that. But... oh, well, like, son, what?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was on the wrong.
Alright, aye. No, I was... but
Like my ideas, I was thinking it was water.
I was going overly dramatic on good, man, but like... I don't know why you wouldn't just have it in the main board. Bring in... It could be the stops. Do we know if he sideboarded the stops earlier?
I wonder. A tiny bit of me says the stops are mainboard though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be playing stops, man.
Yeah, even just one, kicking a bit. At the end of the day, it's literally needed just to turn somebody's turn off and then you play from there. And obviously, let's be honest, he's going first. Steve will be taking first. Because you need that build. Comes the super shuffle. and there's no threat of time. So compose yourself, get ready for it, because this is it's like Ken is one of the few proper aggro characters that kind of floats about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You have to deal with aggro again every so often, and especially with us being in lockdown, coming out of it and stuff. Definitely seen too much orange in his mulligan. But yeah, definitely, like you've got to prep for that. Aggro's a different playstyle, and your defense of it. So I think it's just a matter of getting that bit of practice in against it. So let's see how this goes. So he's hopefully got a better hand this time round. So starting with 3 with forbidden techniques. That was a card I could have seen a wee bit earlier.
Yeah, his build turn's been pretty good here, other than checking that many attacks, man.
Fair few attacks. Checking perfect for the stuff he might need. Oh, there's a protecting the protector fails though. Not too bad. Don't know if I would have played that.
Kingdom. Yeah, I don't know if it's needed, man. Not yet.
Because overall it's a lose to get a card at it, and you don't really want to be cutting yourself at this point. You don't want to be helping Ken at all. So
Well, that's a bad build, man, for Ken. Like, only 3 foundations.
yep, 3 foundations. He might have to play us differently. I don't see this being. He might either try and force it through, but there's a lot of stuff not in his favour there. That looks like that's all attacks there. This will be interesting. Because here it really comes down to, I think Steve does, yeah, he's probably going to go and try and do this kind of like turn 2 kill turn basically, and see where he can push Scott. That's at least it seems that it's going to play out at least. Force Scott maybe to block, but again, Scott might not need to block. He might in this case maybe though, down to the fact he might need extra stuff kicking a bit. Because here he goes, starting to do some of the Ken stuff. Try to see what else he could do at this point. At this point he just has to kind of... He checked so many attacks so early though.
Yeah, man, it's...
Yeah, it's quite a... It could work in his favour a wee bit, but... I don't know just yet. He needs obviously like the multiples and stuff like that to start doing stuff like that, but...
I think, yeah, I definitely see a Leg Shredder and a Shura you can in Scott's hand.
In Scott's, yep. And Scott is going in for the block, so yeah, this is already changing the game plan, I think, for Scott straight away.
Here comes...
Come straight in for the reversal, yeah.
I don't know if I'd have chose to partial block instead with the Leg Shredder.
Yeah, and just... kept the actual Ken attack, yeah. Yeah, because then Leg Shredder, wait, discard, aye.
Well, Leg Shredder would have made Steve commit a foundation. Also, Steve made a misplay there, losing 2 life to United Kingdom a smash to draw a card. It's only playable in your opponent's turn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, aye. He's probably, aye. Forgetting that's a reversal. So now it really comes down to what kind of level of damage does Scott put out, because at this point Steve kind of has to take, kind of almost has to take this hit. Can he really afford to put something into the pool that's not actually like doing anything other than obviously blocking to take the damage? Like, I don't think he's doing 21 at this point. It doesn't look like his hand is.
Scott pumping.
Focused though, at least. So that's one of the best blocks you could have for this scenario on some of the attacks. But you definitely you want to be doing that on something that's mid for a decent block. Because that damage is already pretty scary. So
Picked up a block, man, but it is a plus.
I think that's the
Plus 3 high, man.
high, yeah. Which I don't see him
He's increased the speed to confront Jeddah.
confronting Jeddah. And then takes the lesser hit. Still, that's a tough. I still don't know if I'd have picked up the. Let's see what he's got. So he's going to still start swinging in. That seems to still be happening. Really just comes down to now, what does Scott do? This is the thing. Does he just take it? So he's taking the hit. He knows, because that's the thing. I think he knows we're going to be able to take the hit, but I think he can't afford to like lose these decent attacks going into his turn. So Steve with 2 up. He's definitely going to multiple this, and he's going to take the first one, which was the Kuwabara, and probably pick it up. Yep.
Oh, he won't be able to pick it up, man. He doesn't have the. So this is interesting. Scott's actually reading the card. So maybe now he'll realise that like the face down's committed. He's staging area committed.
Yep. I wonder if this is it. Nope.
No. Oh, fuck. No way, man.
Oh man. We shouldn't have said it. So 100%, that has just completely went over everybody's head. They've not read that part, for sure. Definitely thought Scott would have picked that one up, because there was a thing that passed that should have committed out at this point, and then had him only with 2 foundations up.
Like that wouldn't have passed, man. He wouldn't have tapped the confronting Jeddah for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like straight away. Yeah. So, right. So, definitely, yep. People not reading character cards. Check. Maybe the lighting got it. I think what we're also forgetting, Michael, is the foiling on these cards is so good foiling, like it is proper shiny material. Maybe he just didn't read the bottom bit. Maybe the light shined off it and he couldn't see it. There's a high chance, maybe.
Nah, man. I'm sitting staring at this. You could shine a torch at this and still be able to read it.
Well, there you go, guys. That was every out you could have had. But no, read your cards. So, when it really comes down to now is, does Scott, I don't think, is that, I think he's got some, he definitely has a couple of attacks, but I wonder if, with like confronting Jada kicking about, and then a Kirin Soul, I think he might potentially struggle. It's that 3 attacks. 3 attacks, he might struggle on this one, just a wee bit. Only takes a decent couple of blocks, maybe just the one decent one. He still has a cool and focused, so like...
He needed that, man. He hit the Kuwabashi kick off the E. He's going to be able to draw cards. I think if I was Scott, you want to force that council being used as soon as possible, man.
To be the first thing. Like, that's the first thing I'd be looking for, forcing that Kirin Soul out completely. So, Steve's still building the momentum. Yeah, you really need to force that option, because at this point, Kieran Soul's the thing that's going to completely stop an attack. Confront Jada's going to mitigate a bit of damage, and then he's got a cooling focus that might help him out a bit as well when it comes to like the speed of something for an actual block. So he's got plenty of outs right now.
I think the Cool and Focused is getting used in conjunction with the Kevin Show.
Also thinking's going to happen. I think he might use them both at the same time, but so at this point, what's that, up at like 9 damage or something?
What's it? It starts at... Does it start at 3 damage or 4?
It might be 4 actually, now I'm thinking about it. So he's just using the cool and focused.
It's still going to be a partial block.
Yep, that's still partial. Yeah, it goes down to 5. Don't know if I'd have done it like that.
Oh, he's in with a reversal of his own.
For the reversal.
Just assume that Steve doesn't have anywhere near as many things in his removing game.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, unless he does something mental, he's just going to take the hit from this. So he does build, so he does get to pick something up as it of any real use. So he has to take one anyway, but does kind of get a ready foundation out, obviously. Quite interesting how this is going to pan out. But overall, I think Scott just takes the hit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, what Steve can get potentially +2 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you just keep going with your turn, you just stick to the game plan at this point. I mean, it's only going to put him down to, what, 9? So, who really cares when you're killing your opponent in the same turn?
Aye, that's it, man.
It's like, this would have been the perfect time if I had the Elk Shield kicking about.
Yeah.
For stuff like this. But, yeah, so he takes the hit. Oh, sorry, that thing's a 3 damage thing, isn't it? Sorry, it does go down to 10. And then just continues with the potential onslaught, really, isn't it?
Whiffs there, man, but like whiffing doesn't really matter much.
Yeah, that's just it. So the first Kieran Soul, that's the Kieran Soul kicked in. Minus 1 speed, if it gets blocked, no damage.
May as well just pump the speed.
Just make it force him to have to block something stupid like that.
Yeah, he's got like the I feel violent.
Yeah. He should be fine. Because at this point, all you really want to do is just put another, like, have Steve put another card into the pool.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely, like. Especially with Scott getting free reign of what's in his discard pile.
Yeah. Then like Treader's ready up. So I mean, he's still in an alright position, foundation wise anyway. And now putting Steve at a point where he just basically has to block this now, like full stop.
Oh, well, council, man, so partial is a thing. But I still think Scott should be flipping that I feel violent. What's the odds of Steve having a second kill and focus?
Does check a 3 and that was it. Yep, just forced to
Game
speed.
anyway, man.
Yeah, still game. Yeah, definite takeaways from that. 100% read your cards, read your character cards. It's the thing you built your deck around. And then, yeah, the power of Ken. It's a kind of tough one to fend off, isn't it, really? I think there was a few plays you could have done a wee bit differently to have actually
Oh yeah, like
stuff like that. Definitely had a win in the previous game. So quite tough. So 2-0 to Ken, played by Scott. So we'll end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. See you later.
see you next time, guys.